the Kelce brothers getting rich off drinking beer? Well, I'll let you know. In July 2024, they became the largest investor in garage beer. This light craft beer is growing by 300% every year. And that's even before the Kelce brothers got involved. So what is so great about this beer? Well, I'll let you know, but first I want to point out two familiar things. Andy Sauer, who is the guy who founded Garage Beer, scratching his own itch, and he created a category. I think that's a common theme that we heard from last segment. If you didn't see the last segment, please go watch that after you watch this. So Andy Sauer was sitting around during the pandemic, like we all were, in his garage. He happened to be drinking beer. I personally built out a little fitness studio in my garage, and I was working out in my garage. So he's sitting amongst his friends, and they realize, why don't we ever see a light craft beer? So a light beer is 4% ABV, which is your alcohol by volume, 4% or less, and generally speaking has about 100 calories, some have as low as 70. Now, craft beer is just a small batch beer. It's not mechanically produced, it's not mass produced, it's a small batch beer. So what did he do? He scratched his own itch, he created the category. I think I see a theme going on here. So he launched this company in January 2023, and then he got the Kelce brothers involved with it. So let's go back to why this company is growing 300%. So first of all, when you drink any kind of beer, you're generally not going to have any protein, right? I think, most of these cans of beers have less than 1 gram of protein. This product has 2 grams of protein per can. Most beers have lots of carbs. This beer only has 2 carbs per can. So it is a light beer, it's craft, it's low in carbs, and it's high in protein. If you're somebody who works out, you know that that's actually a win. I don't drink alcohol, but if I did drink alcohol, I might be drinking a garage beer. Now, I want to talk a little bit about how you can work with the Kelce brothers, or really any celebrity. I mentioned before in the last segment that you really want to focus on awareness. How do you get people to discover what is that you're doing? So I want to break them apart, of course, because they're two different people. So we have Jason Kelce, who was playing with the Philadelphia Eagles. Did I say that right? Who had an injury and he's retired. And then we have Travis Kelce, who plays with the Chiefs, and he is about, he's a tight end, but he's about at the age where he might retire or want to stop. So both men are on what I call the second act. If you have a intellectually based job, say you're a lawyer, you're a doctor, the longer you're in that role, the more money you make, right? You can be a professor at a university, you can be an expert in court or an expert in publications. If you have an intellectually based job, you basically make more money the more you grow. Now, if you have a physical based job, you're an athlete, you're a model, you're an actress or an actor, you actually max out. It's sad to say, you have a shelf life. So these guys are on their second act. If you want to work with celebrities, figure out where they are in the life cycle. Are they just getting going? Are they up and coming? Are they about to retire? So if we look at Jason, he's the one who retired first. He's gotten involved with sports academies. He's also a girl dad. So I think Alexis Ohanian, a couple other people, Kobe Bryant also likes to call himself a girl dad. So a girl dad is somebody who has girls, of course, right? So a long time ago, girls typically would play ballet, dance, things that men didn't really understand a lot about. Nowadays, girls are playing basketball, they're playing rugby. So a lot of dads who have girls love to get involved with what they're doing. So I would say if you want to work with Jason Kelce, I would totally take the girl dad angle and see if you can get him involved if that's what you're working on, right? Now, if we look at Travis, he's been more active in his second role, second act, as I like to call it. So he, since 2022, has been investing. He did the Saturday Night Live. He's produced a movie, not a comedy movie, more of a serious movie. He recently came out in a comedy with Niecy Nash. He's doing a lot of stuff. He's been investing. He invested in Kodiak, which is the protein pancake. Now they have waffles. They have a lot of different products, but they started off with a pancake. And he's investing in Indochino, which is a retailer, will make personally tailored clothes for you. So he's very much into fashion. He's very much into protein, healthy foods, those kinds of things. So if I'm going to pitch Travis Kelce, I'm probably going to go the angle of comedy, films, movies. That's what I would think that he's mostly interested in. So in my line of work, I'm a CFO and an advisor to startups. A lot of times we go out to celebrities. And so the way that you want to do it is you want to figure out who is their agent. I had a client who's in the fashion industry and they wanted to work with Sarah Jessica Parker. So I reached out to Sarah Jessica Parker's agent and said, hey, would she want to work on this? And he said, no, that's not on her pipeline. So a good agent will know what his client wants to do or what her client wants to do. Perhaps you want to work with somebody who's more up and coming and they're not really managed yet. A lot of these people, you can just DM them on Instagram. I think it's really important to understand where somebody's at in their career, and then you can approach them. So how do you compensate these people? Most of them do want to be paid. If they're up and coming, some will take equity. I think you have to really research who you're pitching and make sure that you understand, where their values are, what's important to them. I mentioned Jason Kelce is a girl dad, so perhaps if you're doing something around the girl dad thing, he might take equity. But most of these people want to be paid. So next segment, we're going to talk about celebrity angel investors, celebrity VCs. I get this question all the time, if you should take money from an investor who is a celebrity, and I will answer that in the next segment. So subscribe, and I will see you back here next time.